Assalamualaikum, nama saya Immanuel Hakim bin Muhammad Rizal Wong. Nama matrik 01DDT 21F2029. Saya punya members Ahmad Amirul Adini bin Ahmad 01DDT 21F2085. Lagi seorang Ahmad Muhammad Faris Davis bin Edino 01DDT 21F2031. Kami akan membincangkan cara untuk troubleshooting komputer. Yang pertama ada reboot. If your computer has not been rebooted, recall, make sure to reboot it. Yang kedua adalah background programs. One the most common reason for a slow computer is program running in the background. Remove or disable any TSR and set up program that automatic start each time the computer boots. If you have an antivirus scan on the computer, spyware protection program, or other security RTT, make sure it's not scanning your computer in the background. If a scan is the process, this the overall performance of your computer. It is the case, allow the scan to complete and the computer performance should improve. Yang ketiga ada delete temporary file. As a computer run program, temporary file are stored on the hard disk. Delete file help improve computer performance. Free hard drive space. Version that at least 200 or 500 MB of free hard drive space. This available space allow the computer to have room from the swap file to increase the size and give room for temporary file. Yang seterusnya adalah back quantum from programmed hard disk. Check the hard disk for error on a Windows computer dan scan disk or something related to there is nothing physical wrong with the computer hard disk. On a Mac OS computer, access the disk RTT program and use the first head action to check the hard disk from error. Seterusnya ada to open disk RTT. Click the launchpad icon on the dock. Yang kedua adalah open the other folder. Yang ketiga adalah click disk RTT to open the program. Seterusnya ada make sure hard disk is not formatted. Run to help ensure that data is accurate in the best possible order. Next, test hard drive. Use other software tool to test the hard disk from any error by looking at the smart of the drive. Seterusnya saya bagi kepada Faris Darwish untuk slide berikutnya.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. I will take away from here. First, scan for viruses. If your computer is infected with one or more viruses, it may run more slowly. If your computer doesn't have any antivirus program installed, run Trend Micro's free house call online utility to scan and remove viruses on your computer. We also recommend you install an antivirus program for active protection against viruses. Second, scan for malware. Today, spyware and other malware is a big cause of many computer problems, including slower performance. Even if an antivirus scanner is installed on the computer, we recommend running a malware scan as well. Use the free version of Malwarebytes to scan your computer for malware. Third, hardware conflicts. Verify that the device manager has no conflicts. If any exists, resolve these issues as they could be causing your problems. Next, update the operating system. To update a computer running Microsoft Windows, run Windows Update, and to update a Mac OS computer, run Software Update. To upgrade the operating system, use the App Store. Okay. Next, disable browser plugins. If your computer runs especially slow when you're using your web browser, considering disabling any browser plugins, add-ons, or extensions. Next, update your drivers. Make sure you have the latest drivers for your computer hardware, especially the latest video drivers. Having out-of-date drivers can cause an assortment of issues, including slow performance. Last but not least, reboot the computer again. After making any of the changes above, reboot your machine. Next, I will pass to Ahmad Amirul Adnin for the last drive.
Okay, saya Ahmad Amirul Adnin akan sambung penerangan tentang run a registry cleaner. We usually do not recommend registry cleaners. However, if you follow all the steps above and your computer is still slow, try running a registry cleaner on the computer. Next, memory upgrade. If you have had your computer for more than 2 years, you may need more memory. Today, with gas, computers have a minimum of 2 GB of memory RAM for a 32-bit system and 4 GB for a 64-bit system. By having enough memory for programs to run within memory, your computer doesn't need to swap information stored in memory to the swap file. If the hard drive light is continuously active, it's an indication the computer is frequently swapping information between your memory and hard drive. Next, hard drive upgrade. One of the biggest bottlenecks of a computer is the hard disk drive. Upgrading from a standard hard drive, 5400 RPM, to a solid state drive, SSD, can drastically improve the computer's performance. Next, computer or processors is overheating. Make sure your computer and processors is not overheating. Excessive heat can cause a decrease in the computer's performance because most operating systems automatically reduce the speed of the processors to help compensate for heat-related issues. Dust, dirt, and hair can also constrict proper airflow inside your computer, which cause a computer to overheat. Make sure your computer case is clean and that the fans are not obstructed. Increase or upgrade the processor speed. Increasing the speed of the processor CPU can improve your computer performance. There are two options of increasing processors: speed, overclocking, or upgrading. Overclocking is a processor over, sorry. Overclocking a processor means increasing its speed beyond what it's designed to run stably. While overclocking can increase the processor speed, the increase is often not very significant, resulting in maybe a 10% or 20% speed increase at most. Furthermore, the processor itself must be capable of being overclocked. You will need to find the specification for the processor in your computer to determine if it can be overclocked. An overclocked processor generates more heat, that thus requiring a more powerful heat sink and fan to pull the excess heat away from the processor. A safer alternative to overclocking is upgrading the processor in your computer. You will need to get the specification for your motherboard to determine what type of newer processor may be used in it. You can then install the new processor in place of the existing processor. Erase computer and start over. If none of the solutions above resolve your issues, another option is to reinstall the operating system, or you can erase everything and start over. Erasing everything on your computer and reinstalling the operating system can increase performance by getting rid of all software and drivers. Installing a fresh copy of Mac OS or Windows soft programs and the latest drivers help verify there are no software related issues causing your computer to be slow. Next, hardware issues. Finally, if your computer is still slow after trying the above recommendation, there's likely a more serious hardware related issue like failing component. Example of failing hardware could include the hard drive, CPU, RAM, motherboard, or any other component. You can run hardware diagnostic tests using the Ultimate Book CD utility, UBCD utility. This utility provides information on whether or not your computer has a bad piece of hardware. Old computer. If your computer is more than 5 years old, it performs slower than a new one. As more advanced software programs are released, they are optimized to run more efficiently on newer computers. Older computers were not able to run this new program as well, which caused them to perform more slowly. Furthermore, new software tends to be more demanding in general, which is another problem for all hardware. We recommend you consider purchasing a new computer or upgrading your current one. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.